Hello and welcome to Hi-Fi with Prekshya. In this episode, we have Karthik Nagapuri, who is building an ecosystem of communities since last 4 years and is also an AI engineer. Hello, Karthik. How are you doing?
Absolutely phenomenal.
Great. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself so that our audiences know you better?
Great. I'm Karthik and I would love to call myself Zero. I come from small village and from a no English background, no financial business background. And right now I'm into startup, building my fourth venture, building communities across India and a platform for communities where you can discover, where they can scale, monetize their own small communities.
Awesome. You're doing a great job. I've heard that you have like around so many members in your communities. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So it's been journey from 2019 where we wanted to build a community where we want to bring like-minded people who are unlike in the same domain, and that's where we kept exploring. And one domain we stuck at startup. It was so fascinating to create, to be there in the innovation and entrepreneurship space. By myself, I'm building multiple startups. A couple of things failed and kept innovating in the same zone, right? And in the same space, we wanted to connect the startups, we wanted to connect opportunities, and also we want to connect with the investment and also risk taking factor. And every state has great ecosystem, but the only challenge, they are disconnected because of the language and geography. Where we wanted to bring and kill this obstacle and build an ecosystem where all would come under a single medium, where one could share the information that is free flowing, where one could share the infrastructure and the resources and the contacts. If I'm sitting in Hyderabad, I don't know what's happening in Bihar. I don't know what's happening in the manufacturing in the Tamil Nadu. I don't know what's happening in the goods section in the Mumbai. So there is a clear disconnection within the ecosystems. So that's what we felt. But there are very great communities like Echai, HStart, Startup Grind, Tai have been doing fantastic work. But again, everyone going towards the same vision, but working individually. So that's why we wanted to bring in the collaborative efforts of an ecosystem, and we want to bring all these people together and walk towards the goal than working alone.
Awesome. That was really nice to hear that you've been doing so many things
Yeah.
at this time. Karthik, can you let us know a little bit about your background?
It always gives me joy to going back to my background every time. I come from farm background who used to raise the goats, go to give his dad carriage in 12 midnight, and actually had to wash glasses, tea glasses. It feels so funny now. And from there, actually had my complete study in the government schools for 12 years on the entire scholarship. And I also used to cry when other people, my friends, had joined the private engineering colleges and private inter colleges. Still, I was there in the government colleges, which I'm not feeling like I'm getting enough. But somehow I landed in some good space. When I entered engineering college, before that I wanted to become doctor, but I couldn't because of the budget. And when I wanted, my parents wanted me to become good employee. I become good startup founder, which we ecosystem in what we call the unemployed person. Yeah, which I am right now.
That's really heart touching knowing where you came from and to what you're doing right now. It's amazing. Karthik, can you tell us a little bit about your challenges and setbacks that you had in this journey?
The biggest challenge for me was the comparison in the beginning. When everyone was getting enough, I'm not able to get the same thing which I had access because of only financial capability. Let me take in terms of health, let me take in terms of education, let me take in terms of like infra, everything. We couldn't afford it or we couldn't access it. So, and also when everyone is getting better, I always compared why I'm not good for it, why I'm not getting it. But at some point of time, I realized comparison is not a good thing for me, and I started realizing what I can do to get it in the future. And I started working on my challenges, or maybe the bettering myself with the time to time, working on a free resource or the limited resources. There, I could able to achieve it. And the second setback was health, where every time I kept on working on the comparison for the first every time, right? The comparison, in the focus of comparison, I wanted to create my own resources. I kept working 18 hours a day or even no sleepless nights. It feels so happy, proud at this moment, but back then it was very challenging. And I actually taken my health for granted during that time. I had to be in the bed for 30 days, 6 months, a lot. And it was a so biggest mistake I feel, that was the biggest setback. If I had to go back my life, if I had to repair something, that would be health. So these are the two key things what I had in my life.
I completely understand you and most of us that when we are in the journey of doing something and creating something, we take backseat. Our health takes a backseat. It is very important for us to take care of our health, which will nourish or which will help you in creating thing that you're creating. It can be a startup, it can be anything in a better manner. I love the fact that you told that comparison, right? And comparison kills the growth. If you're comparing yourself with somebody else's journey, it's likely to happen that you will not take any action. So it's very important. Start comparing yourself to others and always be in that zone of building and making sure that you are becoming better every day.
Totally.
Yeah. So, Karthik, can you tell me a little bit more about the ecosystem that you're building right now?
Thank you for asking. Let me take this opportunity to introduce to the work what I'm doing at EvolveX. At EvolveX, we're actually interconnecting and connecting all the dots of the ecosystem builders, ecosystems, accelerators, VC angels, founder networks, and everyone together onto a single medium. The challenge, the biggest pain we were solving for ourselves was, I'm in Hyderabad. I don't know what's happening in Bihar ecosystem. I don't know what's happening in Delhi. Maybe the events, maybe the opportunities or grant information. I don't know what's happening in the Tamil Nadu manufacturing space at all. So there is clear gap. There is clear pain in each and every founders community that they can't go beyond their ecosystem. So that's why we feel like let us be the connecting thread. Let's go and connect the dots. And where we want to scale their potential, like communities like TIE Global, Startup Grind, Eachai, Head Start. These are all the great startup web players in the market. They're contributing to the community growth. And we wanted to scale their potential at the same time, connecting all the people together. So that's what EvolveX it's right now in 8 states, more than 2,000 plus people of in-person community and 10,000 plus people online community.
Awesome. That's a huge project that you're doing.
And sorry, and we have right now 55 plus of ecosystem partners, including governments, ecosystem partners, private and non-private organizations, to growing towards focusing towards the innovation and startups.
Amazing. That's really great. So, Karthik, can you please tell me what are the 3 highlights of your journey so far? Because you've been doing so much, and I was so fascinated with your profile. You're building communities, AI startups, and all of these things. Can you please tell me more about it?
I would love to go back to my basics, where I'm very glad, very lucky to born in a farmer family, where I got very supportive family, where they just asked me to focus on education. I did my complete study on scholarships,
Wow.
on free seats, on various things. Some or other guy supported me, helped me in this journey. And even in the scholarship, even in the private college also, I got full scholarship, which was worth of lakhs, 10 lakhs and everything. But still, I did utilize each and every step. That was a highlight journey. I felt somewhere, I felt like everyone is studying in private colleges. They are getting like greater knowledge and wisdom. Maybe I always compared myself with the better opportunities. But eventually the opportunity what I'm seeking, what I'm working on, they led me to the better opportunity what I couldn't. So that's a one key thing. The second thing, I'm getting into startups. I never felt I'm gonna do startup. I never know the word even startup also. But I didn't want to start a company, but I didn't know that it was a synonym of the same thing. I did start it, but failed. I did start it again, I failed. Then I felt I'm from no financial background, no business background, and no one, even the relatives, no circle closer or further to me. No one is from anywhere closer to help me. So I don't say it is like self-building. Everyone or other person do supports you directly and indirectly. There is no self-building at all. People say like I self-build my everything. Not at all. Everyone helped me in my journey. So in the startup journey, getting into the startups actually taught me a lot. If I go into a job, I only will be skilled in one skill. After starting startup, I become like multiple person with the like uh, the octopus guy in the Spider-Man. So I can able to do perform and think in a different ways. So starting a startup was a highlight because it actually created employment, actually created a impact. So always Ratan Tata says this thing: the business is not meant for profitability. it is meant for to be the change, to become the difference. So that's a second key highlight of my journey. And the third highlight, to be in the community and to build the communities. The communities, very lately I started enjoying communities and people. I'm a purely tech guy into technology, AI engineering. When I went for travel around, I started interacting with people, and there is a clear gap. People are missing a platform or maybe any chain, medium to connect. I did also feel the pain. I really wanted, when there was a community, I felt like if there was a community for where I could meet my like-minded people who are unlike me. I didn't got nothing like Google Maps for communities. So that's where I'm building something where people could find their map of a new community where they can find their tribe.
That is so true. I love the things that you highlighted. Comparison kills your growth. So if you keep on comparing with people, it's
Yeah.
it's likely to, you stopping your growth. Also, I love the fact that you told that community is important. Why community is important? So that like-minded people are there to support you and help you. I heard this thing where people who are at the higher level, they are the one always looking for connection. They are the one always looking for community with whom they can grow. If you want to go far, you have to go together, right?
Exactly.
So that was a really nice one. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Answer. So Karthik, if I see you from now to 3 to 5 years from now, what impact would you have been making in this world?
Yeah, one HR question.
That's a nice one.
uh, Maybe if I was sitting in the opposite desk of, like, maybe if I'm looking for a job, definitely I might be having some sort of answer. But definitely here I'm sitting in some free space. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I have an idea where I want to bring the labs, the space to the tier 3 or tier 6 remote villages of India. Need to encourage the grassroots innovation, and we need to create solution for the last Indian, where not just to the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It also need to have a solution like Swiggy, like Zomato, or maybe Apollo Pharmacy, the 10 minutes delivery, and also everything in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of like innovation activity. They need to have the support, and I'm going to work on that thing. And right now we have access in 8 states. Definitely we want to reach out to all the 28 states. Wow. 29 states in India, to each and every corner of India.
That is so nice of you. Many of the young generation who are watching this would love to connect with you on being a part of your community, on building.
Definitely do join. Yeah, you will love it. We have a lot of fun. And maybe if I can add fourth mantra.
Okay.
We actually do the serious stuff all the time.
Okay.
While we build the serious stuff, we never miss out to be have the fun.
Yeah,
while we do all the serious stuff, we'll have all the fun we want. So if you are also building something, have all the fun you want and build the serious stuff. Don't just have in the serious phase.
Yeah.
Life is uncertain. I don't want to say like short or long or anything. It is uncertain. So
yeah, that is so true. Have fun while you're building your startup. What a great podcast it was with you, learning about AI, knowing what you're doing and building in this startup ecosystem. Guys, if you're someone who needs help or who wants to be in that startup ecosystem, he's the person that you have to reach out to. And I love the way you told about your setbacks, also about your background, coming from such humble background and doing so many things now. That was really nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's my absolute pleasure to be here.
It's our pleasure to have you here and letting people know that people like you who are making such an impact in this world exist and are available to build more, scale more, and help more for people.